All right, today we are going to be doing a Drake May career simulation. Amazing start to his career. Made a Super Bowl in his second year, was second in MVP voting this year. Just everything you want out of your franchise quarterback, just to know that you have the guy, really. There's no doubt here, Drake May is the guy for the Patriots. And we just want to see how the rest of his career is going to turn out. So I have everything on automatic simulation mode here, so I will play no part in this career sim. It'll be whatever the Madden CPU AI decides is best for the team. So we're just going to go through year by year, see how his teams do, see if they can win the Super Bowl. A quarterback who lost in his first Super Bowl appearance hasn't been back in, I want to say, like 20, 30 years, something like that. Some crazy stuff. We'll see if Drake May can change that, if he can get back to the Super Bowl, win the big game. We're going to find out today. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not going to have any play in the roster management or anything about this team except for one notable exception, and that's going to be the playbooks. Because Madden is very heavily reliant on playbook for simulation stats. So I will be going through. I'm going to be changing the playbooks basically. Offensive coordinators in the NFL average lifespan is about 2 to 3 years for the team. So we'll kind of base it off that. If we're having 2 down years, we're going to switch up the playbook. If we have 2 good years, we might switch up the playbook because maybe our offensive coordinator would go get hired for a head coaching job. It also gives us a chance to explore other playbooks. So we're going to start with just the base New England settings, and then as we go on, I'll change those, and then I'll let you guys know what I do. So we are starting at the right after the Super Bowl, where the Patriots obviously lost to the Seahawks. That happened this year. And then we're just going to take a look at the retirements for this year for the Patriots. So Morgan Moses did retire. That's going to be a blow to us for sure. Hopefully we can address that in the draft, but that was it. Then I'll show you guys the team again after the draft and everything, free agency. So we're going to go through that now. I'm excited to see this, get this going. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is my first ever YouTube video, so let me know how I can improve it. Let me know if you guys are interested in seeing this. Thank you all for being here. All right, we're going to get this started. Okay, so we are here in the free agency recap. I did forget to mention this, but since we're starting this in Madden at the Start Today feature, this is going to be a little different than real life. So some of these free agency signings aren't going to be how they are in real life, but it's the best you can do in Madden, really. So we're going to go through this, see who we got, and it was nobody. So, okay, well, that's kind of useless. Okay, I do have it on automatically signing them, so I don't know. I guess we just didn't feel like we needed anybody this year. We have the cap space for it, so we'll see if that changes in the future. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the draft then. All right, we are here at the draft at our pick now. I'm not going to make you guys sit through the entire draft. I'm just going to show you probably our first round selection and then sim to the end, show you the draft recap and everything, see if there's anything cool there. So I'm not going to pick the player, obviously. I just want to take a look at it. Looks like there's a couple of receivers up here that might be a good addition following the Stephon Diggs departure and Kayshon Boutte developing, and I think he can be a really good receiver in the league, but obviously you need more than one receiver. So we have that option. There's some mics here, safeties, whatever. I'm not picking it, so we'll just go to the next pick, see who we end up taking, and we took a center. Okay, hopefully he's pretty good. It looks like he is in the top right there, so not a bad pick. First round center, kind of crazy, but it's Madden for you. So yeah, we'll see how the rest of the draft ends up. We're just going to go to the end here. I just kind of want to see the first round selection because, at least in Madden, that's kind of where you get, well, in real life, I guess, but that's where you get most of your star players, your real, superstars. Obviously, you can get them in later rounds in Madden and more so in real life, but at least in Madden, the first round is the big hitters. So we're going to take a look there. He's actually a decent overall. Let's see. hidden development. That's good to see for the center, the protector for Drake May. Then we get a running back. Don't really need one with Travion Henderson. Young, great running back. So kind of a waste of a second round pick in my opinion. And then we do end up taking a receiver in the third who does look decent. He has normal development, which is unfortunate, and wears number 29, which is even more unfortunate. But we'll see if he can develop into that Stephon Diggs replacement here. Tight end here for when Hunter Henry retires, I guess, but he sucks, so maybe not. Then our late round steal was another running back, so looks like we're going to have a good running back committee here, and then a 6th round receiver that could end up being decent. So that's kind of what we're looking at in the draft here. Yeah, normal development for the running back as well. So again, nothing crazy, and then I'll see how these guys fit into the roster when we get to next season. I'll see you guys then. Okay, so we are here in the preseason of year number 3 for Drake May. First year that we are simulating, obviously. But so I kind of realized that I made a little bit of mistake, and I forgot to trade Garrett Bradbury and release Stephon Diggs. So that could have played an impact in that free agency and draft. So we're going to do that now. My apologies for that. I don't think it was really a big deal. But yeah, we're just going to make sure that it's done. So the trade was Garrett Bradbury for a 5th round pick. I don't know which one it is. I don't really care. And it does go through. Fantastic. I think that's a good pickup for the Bears, by the way, getting a veteran center after the Drew Dahlman early retirement, which obviously nothing against him. I think it's a great idea. Make your money, get out before you have brain damage. Anyway, so we are going to be just releasing Stephon Diggs because that's how it was. All right, bye. Good luck. Don't go to jail. He probably will. All right, so Kayshon Boutte is the receiver 1 for the year. And then Demario Douglas and Matt Collins in there. Kyle Williams, if he can develop, I think he can be pretty good. He had a kind of underwhelming first rookie season. I think a lot more fantasy people were high on him than actual draft people. Like he has the athletics, obviously, but just got to see him develop more. And I think we will. I think he can be pretty decent. I think next year he's going to be pretty good. And then, yeah, so that running back that we drafted is not really going to play. That center is going to play, so that was obviously a good pickup. And then a left tackle, or actually might be a right tackle. Yeah, right tackle that's, got hidden development, so maybe the attempted Morgan Moses replacement. I wish they would start him, but again, I'm not in charge of that, so that's on them. And then, yeah, this tight end that's also not start. Well, there's 2 tight ends that are rookies, but okay. And then taking a look at the defense. Yep, pretty much just Christian Gonzalez and Milton Williams, which is pretty much all it was this year. So really no changes there. That's just a look at the roster before we start the simulation. And then I'm going to see you guys at midseason. I'll check in, see how they're doing. And then, yeah, at the end of the season, we're going to do a statistic check at the end of every season. And then I've got an Excel sheet going with them so we can review them after he retires, because for some reason you can't view retired players' statistics. Like, I think you can in NBA 2K, but I'm not positive about that. But I think that would be a great addition for this. You see, like, if you just go to the retirement screen at the end of every season, I feel like you should be able to see career statistics for that. That's the wrong button. But yeah, so we're going to go to the midseason now. Hopefully we have another good season. I'm going to doubt it because we lost our highest overall receiver. We lost a good tackle. Our defense not great in Madden. So we might not even make the playoffs in the simulation, honestly. Little Super Bowl slump possibly, but yeah, again, we will see. So we are 4-3 actually, which is pretty good. So I might take back everything I said. We're not top statistics in anything. Looks like we're getting some decent passing and actually a better defense than I thought. So maybe just don't listen to anything I say. And then we're going to see if we make the playoffs. Okay, so we did end up making the playoffs at 10-7. We did win our division, which is impressive. Bills only going 9-8. Not sure if I see that happening next year, but who knows. So yeah, we're going to advance through the wild card game, see if we can beat the Ravens in our opening round. And no, we do not. So, first year after the Super Bowl, you make the playoffs, lose in the wild card round. It happens. Super Bowl slump, a lot of teams have done it. And we're just the next one on the list. So, all right, so let's take a look at Drake May's stats for the year. So 3,700 yards, 26 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, great touchdown to interception ratio. Statistical dip from his passing yards for last year and touchdowns. Still a great year, or a good year, I guess. You want to get over 4,000 yards. I would like my quarterback too, at least as a Bears fan. It hasn't happened, so, maybe one day. Just kidding. Caleb Williams is going to do it next year. And then rushing yards added on, only 150 and 3 touchdowns. Not bad, 0 fumbles. A decent year for Drake May. Nothing crazy, nothing to write home about, except for the touchdown interception ratio. That is beautiful. So we're going to go over to the Pro Bowl week to see any awards this year. I don't think Drake May's winning any of them. And then I forgot to look at our receiver statistics too, so I'm going to go back in and look at that. And this is not when they announced the MVP, apparently. Oh, they do the awards at the end of the year in this, okay. Anyway, yeah, so let's go look at the receiver statistics and other offensive statistics mainly is what we care about. Not a good rushing year. Travion sucked. Ramondre sucked even more. Or we just didn't run the ball a lot, maybe. The averages aren't bad. It's kind of what you want to see. And actually, so it's probably just we have a lot of running backs that are getting playing time because the rookie was in there as well. Yeah. Anyway, Kayshon Boutte with 950 yards and 5 touchdowns. Not a bad year for him. Demario Douglas, 807, pretty good. Hunter Henry, 804, not bad either. And then Kyle Williams with 740 and 7 is the most surprising here. He must be in at our slot receiver, I would assume, for him to get that amount of yards. Love to see it. Hopefully he gets some development from that, and that can help us out in the future. We're going to go to the Super Bowl, see any dev traits and whatnot that might have been upgraded for us. And it's Seahawks make it again, and they're going against the Broncos. Repeat of Super Bowl a couple of years ago. I lived in Denver at the time, so people were not happy. Okay, so jumping into the yearly awards. Drake May not on the MVP list anywhere here. Unfortunate, but not surprising. Offensive player, well, Stephon Diggs signs with the Broncos and then wins Offensive Player of the Year. So that's good to see. You love to see your former receiver go to a new team and do well, like Senior X with a guy that's more attractive than you. Always love to see that. Nobody in here for any of that, any award winners for us. I'm just quickly going through. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, so that's okay. We knew it was a down year. Had a great year last year, made the Super Bowl, obviously, but can't make it every year, except the Seahawks apparently because they have. And so Drake May's up to a 99 overall, actually, which is great to see. Here's his ratings. Yeah, looks like a 99 overall to me. Now we just need him to play like 99 overall. That'd be nice. I don't know if Kyle Williams had star development. I don't remember. I think he might have, but if not, he has it now. Only a 75 overall, so nothing crazy there. Boutte getting a little better. No dev trait, though. And then our center actually has superstar development, which is great to see. Love that. Hopefully he keeps developing. And then that rookie right tackle did end up starting, and he has star development. And then the rookie tight end, one of the rookie tight ends we got, has hidden development, but didn't play enough to get it revealed. So those are the offensive changes so far just throughout the season. Then Marcus Jones got superstar somehow from being our third corner. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's our season lookout for this year. Middle of the pack team, really. Nothing stands out. Nothing Nothing crazy, but we got a lot of years in front of us. Just try to get back to the big game, really. It's kind of the point. As the Broncos end up getting their revenge against the Seahawks this time. Not even close to the blowout that happened in real life, but very impressive for the Broncos, yeah. Congratulations, I guess. Then let's take a look at the retirements for this year. No one for us. Love to see it. And yeah, we're going to go into free agency. And then I don't know if I jump into like free agency week 1. I want to see if we'd offer any, probably not week 1 because it's waiting for me, but maybe we jump to week 2. And then we can see if our team signed anybody or if they've made offers on anybody, because I do want to make sure that that's working, because that was kind of weird last year that we didn't sign anybody. Why can't I? Oh, I actually can't even jump in. Okay, that was weird. So never mind then. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the recap, I guess, because I don't even have the option to go in there and look at players, which I thought it would still give me that option, but I guess not. All right, going back to the recap this year. Wow, Quinn Williams going to the Dolphins. Okay, it's a big pickup. Did we get any? No. Okay. 2 years in a row where we don't sign any free agents is just ridiculous. I mean, we have to be the only team in the league that didn't sign anybody, and I don't know why we're not. I mean, we have $58 million in cap space. And again, it's on automatic. As you can see, I couldn't even go in there if I wanted to, so I don't know if that's a little glitch with Madden, or they just didn't see any crazy improvements that didn't need to be made. Maybe they don't value depth as much, obviously, in this as they do in the real life. So, yeah, not sure why they're not signing free agents, but obviously I think they should be. All right, we're going to jump into the draft then, since this is the only way we can make improvements, I guess. And we're picking at 21 this year. Again, just going to take a look at who's on the board. Hopefully we don't take a quarterback. Don't really need one. Yeah, no one here is really standing out. Maybe Fullerton could be a decent pickup. But let's see who we end up taking. And we take a different edge. Jordan Elias, who looks like he could be decent. Nothing crazy, but maybe. And then we'll just go to the end of the draft. I'm probably not, if we don't have a high pick, I might just advance to the end of the draft and not show you guys the first round, because, I mean, it's nothing, like, I don't think you guys really care about that. You just want to see what the team looks like after and stuff like that. So, just jumping in here. He sucks. Our first round pick does, but we got an actually pretty good receiver in the second round with hidden development. Deep threat with 99 speed and the worst face scan, which is not a face scan, the worst character model I've ever seen for a 99 speed receiver. If I saw that guy in the NFL and you told me he ran a 4.2 40, even a 40 in the 4.4s, 4.5s, I'd be like, yeah, there's absolutely no way. No. Okay, he's hideous. Anyway, but he looks pretty decent in here, so that's hopefully going to be a good pickup for us. And that's really the only notable guy that we got in this draft class. And then the edge does have hidden development, so that could end up being pretty decent. And yeah, we're going to hop into the start of next season. All right, so we're going to take a look at the roster for this season. Hopefully that receiver, I don't know why he's the fourth receiver, but sure. All right, hopefully he can develop well. And then we got another tackle who is not good but probably has star development. And then actually that tight end ended up having superstar development, so that could be pretty decent. All right, so here's the team looking at it going into year 4. Defensive upgrade, I guess you could say. Still nothing crazy on defense. I mean, it's not a bad defense, obviously, but Harold Landry, Robert Slane, getting older, getting up there for sure. Our corner room is Obviously really good. I don't know why they wouldn't start Marcus Jones, but not a bad defense. More excited about the offense, about getting this receiver in here. Hopefully develops. Hopefully has star or superstar or better development, and then we can see him really take over the receiver one role. Yeah. So I will see you guys at the end of the season. All right, so here we are at the end of season 4, and it was just an abysmal year. 6-11, 31st ranked offense. Just not a good season. Um, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Probably gonna end up changing the playbook after this year. I mean, like decent yards from Drake May, but a lot less touchdowns. Interceptions are low, which is nice, but yeah, just not what you want to see. Um, Travion Henderson playing horribly. I guess Pemberton took over the role as RB1 and couldn't carry us. And then the receivers, Butte and Douglas, not horrible years, just, yeah, not finding the end zone, really. And then, where's that rookie? The ugly one. He had 2 catches for 19 yards. So I don't know what happened there. Like maybe he got injured or he just couldn't see the field. Probably some character concerns looking at him. Would not trust him around small children. Probably visited an island a time or two, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so that's the 4th season in the books. Very, very much a letdown. So yeah, we're going to change the playbooks going into the next year. Not really much more for me to show you this year. I guess I can show you the Super Bowl and then awards, but guarantee you we're not winning any of them. So Rams, Ravens, Super Bowl. I could see this happening. Yeah, makes sense. And not anywhere on the MVP list. Yeah, not expecting that. Any Patriots up here. Drake May's down there at number 9. Love to see it. But yeah, nothing crazy this year. I don't know how to speak. I will see you guys at the free agency recap. Very much so hoping that we can sign someone. And actually, I do need to check Drake May's contract. Because if I'm not wrong, this would be 4 years in. So his rookie option, which I'm assuming is taken. But if they did not take it for some reason, then he would be a free agent. I think that's how that works. But yeah, let's just see if he signed that or if they re-signed him. I don't really know how it works. So I'm guessing that they did give him that 5th-year option because it's $68 million. Yeah, it must be nice. But yeah, so we'll see if he re-signs with them next year. I assume he's a 99 overall, so they'd be stupid not to re-sign him. But we'll see. And yeah, so yep, going ahead to the free agency recap, and then I'll come back. Okay, so we're here in the free agency recap again. And didn't sign anybody. I don't know what I could be doing differently here. Like, I don't really know how to fix this. I mean, like, I would have loved to add Nye Mitchell on the team. He could be very helpful. I'm Troy Franklin. Like, I can't even go in to see if we're offering players because I can't check this, but might just be something we have to live with. So I don't think that it's just broken, right? Like, I gotta assume that it's functioning properly. They just don't think we need to sign anybody, which after going 6-11, I would strongly disagree. Maybe they want to save money for Drake May and Christian Gonzalez contracts, but I don't think it's that smart. So we'll see, though, going into the draft. We're just going to – actually, we are going to take a look at this one because we're 6-11, so might have a chance of getting a pretty decent player here at number 4. And we take an edge again, which nothing crazy. That we decided to do that after drafting him last year because the one last year sucked. But yeah, hopefully he's pretty good. We'll check in at the recap. Okay, here at the draft recap. So that edge actually does look pretty good, except he has normal development. Never mind, he sucks and I hate him. And then we drafted another edge second round who does have hidden development, so he could be good. Again, very ugly. And then a will linebacker with hidden development. So decent draft. First round pick, 4 overall. Gonna end up being a bust, it seems. And then actually, I didn't even notice this, but a 74 overall D tackle in the 7th round. So that's a good late round pickup for us. Both bolstering the defense a little bit here, which we love to see. Wouldn't mind us getting a good receiver. That would help Drake Maye, I'm sure. But yeah, so here is the team for the start of year 5, I do believe. And so actually that receiver had superstar development. Just, I don't know why he couldn't see the field. Hopefully he does more this year. Yep, other than that, things look pretty standard. We have a backup quarterback now. So that's nice, I guess. And then Henderson looks like the lead back once again. And then here's our defense. Yeah, we lost Robert Spillane, apparently. Probably retired. No, he didn't retire because I saw that. Or I checked retirements. But anyway, yeah, here's what our defense looks like. No crazy improvements. Should probably start this guy, but not my call. We do need to change the playbook. Almost forgot about that. So I think we're going to try Jacksonville. We're probably going to end up doing the Chiefs and the Bengals at some point because they're the best for quarterbacks, but it's just a little too overpowered in my opinion. So, yeah, we're going to try Jacksonville, give that 2 or 3 years depending on how it goes, and then I guess we're going to leave the defense the same because we obviously care more about the offense. This is a Drake Maye career sim. After all, this is not a Patriots rebuild or a Patriots sim. This is about our boy Drake Maye. So, yeah, we're going to advance to the end of the season once again, and we're going to see how this playbook change, our new offensive coordinator, and then our new additions. We're going to see how we can do this year. Hopefully we can be better than last year. But, yeah, I'll see you guys at the end. Okay, so checking back in at the end of the year here. We had some improvement, 8 and 9 this year instead of 6 and 11. If you're not good at math, 8 is greater than 6. So, good to see. 7th in passing yards per game. That's a lot better improvement from last year, so that's good. Still didn't make the playoffs, but yeah, best year for Drake Maye, I think, that we've seen in the simulation. Most yards at least, and then a little more interceptions, but back to high 20s touchdowns, which is good to see. Then rushing for him, 201. Not bad numbers. I would like to be better. But yeah, Travion Henderson got the bulk of the carries this year, and he did pretty well with them. And then Pemberton did well too. And Booty breaks 1,000 yards for the first time. Gets 9 touchdowns. Amari Douglas with 907. Hunter Henry with 706. Probably like 35 right now or something crazy. And then that superstar rookie from 2 years ago finally sees the field, and he has a decent year, about 600 yards and 4 touchdowns. Love to see it. So those are the offensive statistics for the year. Nothing crazy, but definitely an improvement from previous couple of years that we've seen. Just taking a look at the roster here. So Miller does become receiver 2 for us, which is good. Hopefully he can keep developing. Hunter Henry's going to be regressing at 33 years old, so I was a little bit off, but not really. That's the same thing. Our center's getting better. Will Campbell got hurt. Unfortunate to see. Not sure how long he was hurt. Michael Onwenu's looking good. Yeah, that's the offense. Obviously, I don't know why I'm showing you guys that, but I am. And I need to choose the draft class. My apologies. And then, yeah, going over to the Super Bowl, missing the playoffs 2 years in a row, not what you want to see when you have a elite 99 overall quarterback. I feel like we should be making it. I don't know if it's the free agency issue that we're having. I don't know if we just kind of suck. Maybe we do. It's not Drake May, I can tell you that much. All right, so looking at award winners, as you can see, we don't have anybody on here. Not surprising. Drake May at number 9 on the best quarterback list again, and the Jets have the best quarterback. Yeah, that's something I believe. Yeah, so no award winners again this year. A Giants Raiders Super Bowl. Wow, this okay. I mean, maybe if Fernando Mendoza can rebuild the Raiders, which nothing against him, just very tough task to do, obviously. But we'll see if maybe in this he's not in this, and they still lose. So Giants win at Jackson Dart, Camp Scotabo. Some exciting whites. Love to see it as a white myself. But yeah, there's season number 5, I believe. And we are going to check the contract again, see if they did end up re-signing him, which I can pretty much guarantee they did. Or else they would be stupid. Yeah, they definitely did. To a massive deal, it looks like. Let's take a look at that. Oh, here is year-by-year statistics, by the way. So yeah, this is one of the best years he's had. Probably second best year he's had. You could argue this one's better because of less interceptions, but a couple less touchdowns. I like to see some touchdowns. So I'm going to take this year over the previous. And yeah, a 7-year deal for $200 million in salary. And oh my God. $100 million a year. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I don't know if I've seen that before, but I mean, that's Drake May, so looks like he's going to be here for a while, and he's going to be well compensated for it. And we did bring back Christian Gonzalez as well. These two guys are going to be so expensive, but obviously vital parts to your team. But yeah, we'll see if we can continue building around them. Hopefully we can. Yeah, our defense is getting older. Our offense is pretty young, so no complaints there. But yeah, that was the contract look at, I guess. And then back to free agency. Woo, everybody's favorite part. Where Madden does Madden things. Can't wait to see who we sign this year. Okay. So we actually did end up signing some players this year. Not Amon-Ra St. Brown, not Wan'Dale Robinson, not any of the good ones. But it's not broken. We did sign people. They just happen to suck. We got Andre Sisco, Bobby Okereke, and Eric Beard. A young, good development Sam. So, love to see that. I'm just glad to see that this is working. So, yeah, we got some additions in there. Mainly on the defensive side. Exclusively on the defensive side. And then, yeah, let's take a look at the draft. Should have a middle of the round pick. Probably like number 14 or something. That's going to be my guess. Number 12. I was so close. Okay. We end up taking a corner. Okay. It doesn't help Drake May. Statistically. It will help the team, obviously, if he's any good. So, yeah. We're going to take a look at the draft recap. Okay, here at the draft recap, yeah, that corner ends up looking pretty good. Normal development. Never mind, he sucks. I hate normal development. And then we actually took a receiver in the second round who does look pretty good. Hidden development, Jay Lindsley. 92 speed for a physical receiver. You'll love to see it. Hopefully he can develop well. Along with Miller, I believe, was our other receiver's name that we got. And then a tight end in here. Hidden development again. Good to see that for when Hunter Henry retires. And yeah, that's about it. This draft class. I will see you guys at the beginning of next year to look at the roster. And here's said roster. So Hunter Henry actually did retire or leave. I forgot to look at retirements last year. That's my apologies. Again, first YouTube video. Don't crucify me, please. Yeah. So, superstar tight end, and then the rookie coming in there. O-line looks decent, except for the right tackle. And Jared Wilson, he sucks. But other than that, some good pieces in there. And then receivers, Kayshon Boutte's not getting a dev trade upgrade, which is very unfortunate. We would love to see that. But we do have Miller, who should develop well. These guys just switching off on who wants to be the lead ball carrier. So we'll see if they can figure that out. And then, yeah, the rookie in there who probably won't get any playing time, but would be cool if he did. And then on defense, okay. So that edge has he has X Factor development, and he is not even starting. Just fantastic. Should I just look away? You guys look away? Yeah, he's going to be starting because that's just dumb. And yeah, here's the team for the upcoming season. Got a good look at it there, I hope. And yeah, I will check in with you guys at the end of it. Okay, so jumping in here at the end of the season again. We go 8-9. Not good. Our passing yards sucked this year, but we were a great rushing team. I didn't change the playbook, so not really sure why that was a big discrepancy from last year, but yeah, a lot less yards for Drake Maye. Less touchdowns, less interceptions, I guess, but not by much. And then rushing, Travion looked good. Actually, Drake Maye's best rushing year, so we'll take that. And then receiving, Jed Miller's our leading receiver this year, 840-7, not bad. Demario Douglas 70-7, a lot of sevens there. 580-3 for Kayshon Boutte. Rogers with 580-7 from the tight end position. Yeah, nothing exceptional about it. Pretty bad, I'd say, actually. Then Bobby Okereke getting sacks. Not sacks, getting tackles. Okay. Yeah, another unfortunate year for us. We're going to change the playbook again, and I think I am going to go with the Bengals this time because we are here to see Drake Maye, We're not here to watch a struggling, rebuilding team that just can't make the playoffs, right? So, yeah, we want to see Drake Maye put up 4,500 plus yards, 5,000 yard season. Giants-Browns Super Bowl might be the worst Super Bowl ever. That will never happen. Probably will at some point. Actually, I don't know if it will. Yikes, that's disgusting. Taking a look at the yearly awards. Again, we're not going to have anybody up here, but, just got to go through it just because, I guess. We're number 10 now. Drake Maye is number 10 on the best quarterback list, so moving down in that category. And, yep, Joe Burrow's number 1. Yeah, we're going to do the Bengals playbook next year. That's pretty much it. Hopefully we'll see some improvement with that. Statistically, we should, but hopefully we see some team improvement as well. Maybe I should be changing the defensive playbooks. I don't know. You guys let me know that in the comments if for future career sims, if I should change both playbooks, if I should have any control over teams, whatever it may be. Yeah. That's the wrong button. And yeah, we're going to take a look at the lineup for just to see those rookie development traits. If anything ends up being good, Lindsley is only a star. That's unfortunate. Nothing crazy on offense. And then on defense, they decided not to start the X Factor edge rusher even after I tried helping them. So just fantastic. Love it. Bobby Okereke goes up to superstar for some reason at a 73 overall. And then Andre Cisco went up as well. So actually, it's pretty good free agency signings for us. But yeah, that was season number 6, I want to say. We're going to hop into free agency here, see what the team can do. Okay, so free agency signings at the end of the year. Nobody good. That's pretty much all I've got to say. Mainly defense again. Got a youngish, mid-ish guard. So, yeah. Not any big hitters, but we don't really have the cap room for any because Drake May is getting $100 million a year. So I guess we can't be too surprised. And yeah, we're going to hop into the draft, see if we can find somebody here that can get us over the hump. Okay, so we take a tight end in the first round this time. At number 14, hopefully he's pretty good. If he's from Iowa, then we know he's going to be good in Madden, because if you draft a tight end out of Iowa in this game, they're like an 85 overall as a rookie. Biggest cheat code you can find if you're doing a franchise mode, just draft a tight end out of Iowa. Very simple. And, yep, 81 overall out of Iowa. So he's going to be pretty good. Probably has a very good development trait, too. Love to see it. Yeah, he's definitely going to help a lot. So maybe we might want to go to Kansas City playbook then, because I believe they use the tight end more. We draft another running back. We don't need another running back, but we drafted one anyway, so fantastic. And then a bad free safety. Okay. So yeah, tight end's the big hitter on this one. Actually pretty good to see. Finally, we're getting some help on offense. I did just see we have negative $8 million in cap space, so that is unfortunate, but what are you going to do? And so that tight end's not even starting, so yeah, we're going to do Bengals offense for this year. Never mind, actually, he's the starting fullback. Duh. Yeah, so we're gonna switch to Bengals offense this year. Jaguars did not perform well. Hopefully, Bengals does better. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna do Kansas City because I want to get that tight end involved. If he can win Rookie of the Year and develop, this could be very good for us in the future. But I'm not gonna start him. I'm gonna let him be the backup until the game decides to start him. But here's the offense going into year 7, I want to say. Offense actually looks pretty good now that I'm looking at it. And with the playbook change, I do think we're going to make the playoffs this year. Defense not looking great. Just start him. It's not hard. Okay. And yeah, there's the defense. I'm actually projecting that we win like 11 games this year. I think we're going to be pretty good. But yeah, I will see you guys at the end of the season. Okay, so end of the year we end up going 12-5, which is a fantastic improvement. 5th in the league in passing yards, great in offensive production, points per game. Yeah, love to see it. We've been needing that, so definitely playbook change really helped. 4,500 yards, 44 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions. Easily the best year of his career. Easily. Love to see it. Travion gets over 1,000 with 7 touchdowns. Fantastic. Drake May adds in 203. Love to see that as well. And then it was Jed Miller and Demario Douglas performing for us with 12 and 11 touchdowns apiece. And then that rookie tight end ends up getting 906 yards and 6 touchdowns as a rookie. That was definitely a great idea to go Chiefs playbook. Thank you very much. Yes, I know. And then Lindsey actually comes in with 10 touchdowns and 850 yards. Just a great year for our big 4 there. Yeah, hopefully we can keep this momentum going. We are still in the wild card, actually, which is unfortunate at 12-5. But when the Raiders go 13-4 and the Jaguars go 14-3, you take what you can get, I guess. So, yeah. Hopefully we can beat the Texans here in round 1. Great defense, but we have a great offense. And we do end up beating them. Now we're going up against the Raiders, who have a 95 offense. How did they get that? We're going to go find out. Brock Bowers obviously a 99. Ashton Genty up to a 99. This auto-generated receivers up to a 99. Their quarterback's a 99. Oh my gosh. Their second best receivers at 91, Wan'Dale Robinson. Their defense isn't too shabby. Actually, their defense is good. What the heck? Okay, Raiders might be the best team in the league. That's insane. So after looking at that, I don't know how confident I am in us making the Super Bowl this year. But we do end up beating the Raiders, which is fantastic. now we get to go up against the Bengals. So, yeah. And then let's see. And Travion Henderson is hurt, which is unfortunate because I would love to have had him in this game. But we'll see if the backup running back can take over the duties, and we can make the Super Bowl, which we make the Super Bowl. Let's go. We beat the Bengals. So all it took was a little playbook change. That we did end up getting another injury, and it's our edge rusher, not the X Factor one. So who cares about him? He's a nobody. But yeah, this is fantastic. All right, so we are going to be jumping into the Super Bowls. Just going to do sim it by quarters, and then if it's a close game in the end, we'll hop in, or if we're winning so we can see the confetti and whatnot. But yeah, we are taking on the Commanders in Super Bowl. Doing some math. Super Bowl 65. That math was fast, okay? Don't let anybody tell you differently. All right, yeah, let's see what we can do here. The Patriots haven't won enough Super Bowls in their time, so yeah, they definitely need some more. Don't give any to the Bears. We don't need them. Had that one in 85, and that's all we need. Okay, so we're going to be jumping a quarter at a time. So far, not a high-scoring game. In the first quarter, Washington scores first. They put up a touchdown. And it's 7-0 at the end of the first. And now we are into the second, and it is still 7-0. And it's halftime, and still 7-0. So a very low-scoring game, it appears. And we'll see if we end up tying the game 7-7 in the third quarter. And now jumping into the fourth. We are still tied, and we're just going to be going by change of possession now. See if we can keep this up. Why is it going slow? Okay, my bad. Yeah, so Washington scores. We end up punting, so we're down 14-7 with 9 minutes remaining. Not what you love to see, but hopefully we can get a stop here. And we do end up getting a stop, so that's lovely to see. And now hopefully we can score here. Okay. No. We went for it on fourth down and got sacked, so we need a big stop here. Come on, defense. Come on, defense. And we end up losing. So Drake May's second Super Bowl appearance loses in a low-scoring game against the Commanders. That is so unfortunate. But, you know, he proved he can make it back, which is a great feat. So, very proud of him. He was horrible in this game. And I hate that. 128 yards and 1 touchdown. Just not what you want to see. 50 yards on the ground. I mean, not a bad rushing performance from him, but yeah, just could not get it done, which is unfortunate, but I have a feeling we will be back. I'm so proud of this team. We'll be back here. All right. I will see you guys at free agency signing. Actually, no, we're going to stop at the awards because Drake May could easily win MVP this year. Season recap. Did not win MVP this year. It was Joe Burrow. But our tight end did get Rookie of the Year, so that's great. But yeah, okay. Now I will see you guys at free agency. Okay, so here are the free agency recap. Nothing to do with us, but there's a 99 overall quarterback, X Factor quarterback in here that didn't get any offers. God, this game is absolutely horrible, and we didn't sign anybody. I hate this game. We didn't have any money, though, so I guess not too surprised about that. But, yeah, hopping into the draft, we're not going to have a good pick, so I'm just going to sim to the end of it and then show you who we end up taking. Okay, here we are at the draft recap. So our first round pick late was actually a pretty decent safety, so that'll help. And then that's pretty much all we got here. Yeah, nothing crazy. Tuck sucks. Cool. Yeah, I will bring you guys in for the start of next year. Just take a look at the roster. And yeah, then we'll be back to simulating. And we are here. That's not where I wanted to go. All right, so start of year 8, I believe, and our offense looks incredible, actually. Not sure when we got a superstar right guard, but we have one. We have 3 superstar tight ends. What? Okay. I mean, yeah, that's great. We're definitely sticking in Kansas City playbook because our receivers, other than Miller, are kind of mid. But yeah, our offense actually looks really good, which is fantastic. And then on defense over here, Milton Williams finally goes up to a superstar, but I think it's a little late for him to be developing much. And then yeah, this is the defense. Definitely not the strong point of the team, but hopefully the offense can carry us again. So yeah, I will see you guys at the end of the regular season. Okay, so we do make the playoffs this year. We end up going 10-7, which is a little worse than last year. 7th in pass yards. Our offensive production was definitely down, but we'll take a look at how down. Still a great year from Drake May. Yeah, a little more interceptions, less touchdowns, less yards, but over 4,000 yards is nothing to scoff at. So Travion Henderson with 907, and then Drake May adding in 202 on the ground. Jed Miller clears 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. Love to see it. Demario Douglas became a lot bigger of a performer than I thought he would. 880 and 9. Our backup tight ends aren't really getting utilized, which is unfortunate because they're better than our receivers, but not really sure what we can do about that. I wish they would trade them, but doesn't look like they will. So yeah, there's the statistics for the year. And now we are going to sim ahead. See if we can't beat the Colts. Classic early to mid 2000s game. And we end up taking that one, and we're going against the greatest team ever in the Raiders this time. Again, early 2000s, late 90s matchup, I want to say. And we do not get past them. They end up blowing us out of the water. So, unfortunate. That was the... Yeah. Okay, so... I was not expecting that score. That is, yeah, that's the end of year, I want to say 8. Might be 9. Not quite sure. And it's Packers-Raiders Super Bowl. I feel like that was a late 90s Super Bowl? Maybe? Not sure. Anyway, in this simulation, in this timeline, the winner ends up being the Raiders. Okay, cool. I think. This is kind of weird, but yeah. Oh, Devontae Smith retires. Okay, Jonathan Taylor retires. A lot of crazy retirements this year. And I've kind of been forgetting to check those, so we're going to check those now. See if we didn't have any. And Marcus Jones ends up retiring. Okay. So yeah, that was the end of this season for us. We're going to take a look at the lineup for dev trade upgrades and whatnot. You know how it goes. We lost one of our tight ends. Did we trade him? Did he get injured? I don't know. But yeah, here's the roster for the end of the season upgrades, if there's anything standing out here. Christian Gonzalez got hurt. I was so confused where this guy came from. Did we draft him? Yeah, I guess we did. Okay, and he's just been developing. Cool. All right. I was thinking maybe we traded a tight end for a decent corner, but I don't know what happened to him. Oh, maybe we traded him for Barrett Carter. I don't remember seeing him in free agency. Maybe I'm dumb. He was here for 2 years. Anyway, okay. So yeah, that was the end of season roster update. Now we're going to go ahead to free agency and see if we can't bring anyone in. Forgot to check the cap space. We have none. We're not bringing anybody in. Fantastic. Okay, so here at free agency, and yeah, we did not sign anybody. Don't have the cap space for it, so whoops. So yeah, nothing crazy there. We're kind of expecting that, but we're gonna sim through the draft this year because again we have a late pick, so we're just gonna take a look at the draft recap and trying to remember our roster. See if I can think of a position of need that I hope we draft. I think left tackle because Will Campbell's gonna get hurt and he's getting up there in age and he's like progressing decently, but I don't think that's really a position. We probably need someone on the defense. And yeah, we end up going corner, and wow, he's a good one. He's a normal development. He sucks. Okay. Yeah, defensive draft again. Good D tackle late with hidden development. Love to see it. And then a D tackle in the second round with hidden development as well. So defensive line getting bolstered in that draft, but nothing crazy offensively. And I've noticed that I've been saying nothing crazy like 80 times this video, so I'm going to try to say that less. My bad. And then here's the roster going into year 9, I want to say. We're going to go with that. Our receivers are not good, which is unfortunate, but our tight ends are. Our line is. How old is Will Campbell now? Yeah, 28, so he's not going to be progressing much anymore. I mean, 88's not a bad overall, obviously, but he is probably going to start regressing soon. I imagine the same with Jared Wilson. And then our other guys should actually be still progressing, which is great to see. And then Drake May is never going to regress because he is the second coming of Jesus, people are saying. And then, yeah, taking a look at the defense. Actually, it looks pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. Why is it? Oh, because he's injured. Okay. Yeah, so here's the team for year 9, and I will see you guys at the end of the season. All right, end of the season, we go 10-7, which I believe is what we went last year. We do make the playoffs, wild card round. Great passing yards. Might be, yeah, this is our best season. We finally made the leaderboard. Love to see it. Yeah, let's take a look at the stats. 4,600 yards, 40 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Fantastic season. MVP season, depending on how Joe Burrow's interception numbers look, but that is just fantastic to see. Our run game left a little more to be desired. Drake May gets in for 1 touchdown and 180 yards. Travion Henderson, 705. Nothing, not good. And then our receivers, yeah, great. Tight end, great. Well, we only had 2 receivers with over 103 yards. That's absolutely insane to see. 1,210 from our tight end 1, and then 760 and 7 from our tight end 2. I haven't seen anything like that in Madden before. I was just thinking about switching to the Bengals playbook, but if we're getting this production from our tight end, I don't know if we should. Maybe we'll go one more year with the Chiefs playbook so we can utilize our tight ends, and then we'll switch to possibly the Bengals. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. But yeah, so that was the regular season, and now we are playing the Broncos in the wild card round. Let's see what we can do. We can lose. Okay, great. So wild card exit first this year. Not exactly what we wanted, but not very surprising. Yeah. So I'm going to sim to the Super Bowl. And then I will show you guys the free agency. Yeah, another disappointing season, pretty much. All right, we are here at the free agency recap, and yep, again, no cap space, so obviously can't sign anybody. I do want to see Christian Gonzalez, though, because that's not where he is. I'm not sure when his contract was up, but I think it's soon. I don't know if we re-signed him or what the deal is there. So, okay, so next year is his last year. Under contract for us, at least. So, yeah, we'll see if we end up retaining him or not. I don't think we're going to have the money to, honestly. So, he might be gone next year, which is bad, obviously, because he's a 99, but could be good because we'll have some cap space to actually make some moves because we're not getting it done right now. But, yeah. We're going to check in at the draft recap next. Draft recap next. And here we are. And a decent safety. Hidden development. Love to see it. A will linebacker. Hidden development. Love to see it. Mike Wazowski. A receiver with hidden development. Love to see it. Travion Henderson's younger brother, maybe. Probably not because he's 6'6", but he's 93 speed at 6'6", so that's fantastic. Happy to see him, and we're a tight end factory apparently because we got another hidden development, decent tight end, and this one was late in the draft. Fantastic. Yeah, no complaints out of that draft. Our overall is looking really good. So it was an 88 with a 91 offense. Let's take a look at the team for year 9? 10? I might have already said that. I'm not sure. I'll take a look. But yeah, here's the team. We could really use some receivers, obviously. Miller's our only good one, and then Lindsley's like a decent. I'd rather him be a third option, but I mean, he could be a second option, I guess. And then Taylor got up to X Factor, so that's fantastic for our tight end there. O-line still looks good. Yeah, that's the offense. And then on defense, Hanson's progressing. Christian Gonzalez regressing slightly. So we'll see how that ends up playing out for us. Defensive line looks good. Edge rushers look fantastic. Secondary looks great. Yeah, I mean, again, not a bad team. And so I believe it was 3 years that we were with the Chiefs playbook, so we are going to end up switching that this year. Because I think we need to. Unfortunately. Yeah, I'm assuming our offensive coordinator would probably find somewhere else to go. So this year, I don't want to use Cincinnati yet because I'm trying to save that for later when we actually have some good receivers. Try to put up like a 5,000-yard season, which I don't think we do with this receiving core. I mean, we might in the Cincinnati playbook, but trying to think of the other good playbooks that I've seen. The Giants seems to be pretty good, so I think we're going to try them. This might not last long, might last a year, might last 3 years, might last 2. Those are the options. So, yeah. That's going to be this season. And I will see you guys in the playoffs if we make them. All right, so we're here at the end of the season. We go 12-5, even with a little losing streak at the end of the season. Good to see. We end up making the playoffs at 12-5. Yeah, makes sense. And Drake May, below 4,000 yards this year, but 31 touchdowns and 2 interceptions is fantastic ratio there. Love to see that. And then Travion Henderson gets over 1,000 yards again, 1,213. Drake May with 270 and then adds in 5 on the ground. Might be the best rushing season we've seen from him. Tuck with 11 touchdowns and 800 yards. He's not a very good receiver, so I'm excited to see that. And then Miller with 970 and only 1 touchdown. Lindsley with 830 and 7 touchdowns. Our tight end production did decrease, which we do not enjoy seeing. But sometimes you got to make sacrifices, and we had a better record, so I mean, can't really complain, yeah. So we are playing the Colts in the first round of the wild card. Hopefully we can get past them. And we do. Then we're taking on the 13-4 Titans in the second round with a 91 overall. They look pretty scary. And we cannot make it past them. We lose by 3. That is unfortunate to see. Dang it. Okay. Well, we're going to go see if we got any awards. I don't think we did. And then I think it's about time that we do a mid-career check-in. It should be about, I think we simulated maybe 10 years. Okay, no, we definitely didn't. It's the 2033 season. So we simulated like 7 years, maybe 8. My counting is way off, I guess. Okay. Oh, wait, no, not the simulation years. I was doing years from Drake May being drafted, which I still don't think it's 10. I'm not sure. Anyway, We don't care about the Pro Bowl. Nobody cares about the Pro Bowl. It's the Pro Bowl. It's on like a Tuesday now because nobody watches it. It's embarrassing. Yearly awards. Drake Maye's in 4th in MVP voting. Joe Burrow wins it. Cam Ward comes in 2nd. Baker Mayfield. Nope, that's not who that is. That's Ben Wakefield. Okay. Offensive Player of the Year. Drake Maye's down there at 7. Don't think we're going to see anyone really in here. Not going to win Best Quarterback, but we are number 3, which is decent. And yeah, those are the award winners. No one there. I saw we were number 2 on one of those, but that was not Drake Maye, so who cares? Nobody. Moving on from the Super Bowl, I believe it was Titans Seahawks. Seahawks have made it like 4 or 5 times now. Ridiculous. And the winner this season is the Titans. All right, congratulations to them. And Trayvon Walker is retiring. Okay, Peter Skronce is retiring. Northwestern legend. And we have nobody retiring, which is good for us. Sorry. Need to pick the draft class, and then we're going to go to the end of free agency where we have negative $10 million. Actually, let's take a look at if we re-signed. If we re-signed Gonzo. No, what? I don't know what I just said there. I don't know what just happened. Okay. I think we signed him to a 1-year deal. So, yeah, we're not going to have any cap space this year. So, we're not going to make any free agency signings this year. Except somehow we did just get some cap space. But we still have Gonzo, right? Because he signed a 1-year extension. So yeah, we lost some people in free agency, I guess, but I don't know who. And I can't check. It should, like in 2K, it shows you players leaving, and 2K, like their game's not good. Don't get me wrong, but just the like quality of life features that they have, and like for things like this, like it's a lot easier to do there. You can see a lot more statistics about it. You can see it's easier to see like progression and like things that are happening to your team that you're not doing. Madden, it feels like you can only really see stuff if you're doing it, you know? Like when you have it on all simulation, you can't really tell what's going on, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we're going to hop into free agency recap here. I just want to look to see if we had anybody up here that we knew were our players that were leaving, and they weren't. But we did sign a pretty good left guard, so very happy with that. And then I will see you guys at the end of the draft. All right, so we are here at the draft recap, and this might be our worst draft to date. Just awful. Hidden development, at least. But other than that, I mean, nothing to write home about in there, nothing to get excited about. So we are moving on to the 2034 season. And we are going to take a look at the roster for the season. We're going to stick with the Giants playbook, I think, this year. And see how that goes for us. Drake Maye is actually starting to regress. Now that he's 32. Wow, I was not expecting him to... Wow, this is moving faster than I thought. Okay. So we are going to do a mid-career check-in now that he is starting to regress. So here are those numbers. About 10 years in the league. 2030 probably being his best season. Maybe 2032. Made the Super Bowl in 2025 and 2030. I want to say we made it again. Still haven't won it, been twice, but yeah. Here are the mid-career numbers. Yeah, it looks great. I mean, I'd say these are some Hall of Fame numbers for sure. Not if you're retired now, but he isn't retiring now, so lucky us. All right, and then, yeah, back to looking at the roster. Miller did lose his superstar development, I believe he had. Our O-line is looking a little worse than last year. We lost our left guard, whose name I completely forget, but he was like mid. And Will Campbell is hurt again. So that's unfortunate, but he'll be back by the regular season, so that's fine. And then our right tackle sucks, but yeah, nothing we can do there. Tight ends are good. Receivers are decent. Then on defense might have taken over as our strong suit. I mean, they're looking pretty good. Hansen lost his X factor, which is unfortunate, but Kowalski got superstar, which he might have had. I don't remember. Colbert's superstar. Still have Gonza for this year at least. He's starting to regress as well, but yeah, I mean, it looks like a pretty good team. I'm going to say we're going to win. I'm thinking 10 games this season. Thinking we go 10-7. But yeah, I will check in with you guys at the end of the season. All right, so here at the end of the season, we ended up going 11-6. And then a great offensive year for us, and actually a pretty good defensive year, points per game wise, at least. Yeah, let's take a look at DRAKE MAYE'S statistics for the year. Over 4,000 passing yards again. Lower touchdowns, but still 29 of them and only 4 interceptions. That's a good year. That's a good to great year. I'm happy with it. And then I don't even know when we got this running back, but I guess he's our starter now. And he had a great year, 1,300 yards and 11 touchdowns. DRAKE MAYE added in 250 and 5 on the ground. Then for receiving, only one receiver with over 1,000 yards. Lindsley with that and 8 touchdowns. And then Tuck with 990 and 12. He's not good. I don't know how he's putting up these numbers, but yeah, that's great. And then Jed Miller with 920 and 2. And then our tight end with only 502. I'm thinking we might switch back to Kansas City because there's no way we're not getting our 94 overall tight end involved. So I think next year we're going to go back to Kansas City. And then on defense, we haven't really been checking this, but Hansen gets 11 sacks if you were interested. And Christian Gonzalez gets 3 interceptions in possibly his last year in New England. Chapman also, our running back, led the league in rushing yards. Interesting. Okay. We have Cleveland in the first round of the playoffs. Let's see if we can make it past them. And we do. Now we have the Raiders, who are getting slightly worse, but still probably a pretty good team. Hopefully we can get past them as well, which we do. And now we are going up against the Steelers, who I believe we're seeing for the first time this video. And they look decent, but definitely not unbeatable. Let's see if we can get past them, make it to DRAKE MAYE'S 3rd Super Bowl. We only made one, I believe. It doesn't tell me on the right here because this game sucks. But we're seeing contract extended, so I think that means we lost. And we did. So that is quite unfortunate. We had a good year. Obviously, great year. Made the conference finals. That's not what it's called. Conference championship. So, yeah, happy about that. But obviously, didn't make the big dance. So, unfortunate there. But yeah, we're going to switch to Chiefs playbook again because we need to get our tight end involved. We're going to check to see if Gonzo is leaving us. And I think those are the big hitters that we have to do for this offseason. So, okay, so we're here in the free agency recap. I did check, and we re-signed Christian Gonzalez to a 1-year deal. And in doing so, we have negative $20 million in cap space. So, yeah, I wasn't expecting to see anybody in there for our signings. So, yep, we're heading straight to the draft. And then we're going to simulate it because we have a late round pick. And I will catch you guys up with whoever we end up drafting. All right, so we end up taking a corner in the first round with our pick there. Normal development, unfortunate to see. But then late in the draft, looks like we got a pretty good D tackle, but he has normal development. So that's unfortunate to see. Another not so good draft for us. But you guys saw it first after me. All right, so we're going into the next season we're going to take a look at our roster. But first, I'm going to switch back to the Chiefs playbook. Just because I really want to get our tight end involved. I mean, when you have a tight end that good, why wouldn't you be overusing him? Yeah. So here we go. Our receiver room looks more or less the same. We did lose Travion Henderson, it looks like. Then our O-line looks good. Tight end looks good. Drake May is down to a 95 overall at 33 years of age. Yep. But that's okay. And then on defense, yeah, still Christian Gonzalez. Colbert's hurt, but he'll be back for the regular season. Yeah, defense still looks pretty good, so hopefully they can carry us. Yeah. Depending on how our defense does this year, I'll change the playbook depending on how they do after this season. Just to see if we can't make Drake May's resume look better by the end of the year, or by the end of his career. We need to get him at least one Super Bowl. I mean, that would be ridiculous if we can't. Super Bowl win, that is. But yeah, I will see you guys at the end of this season. Okay, so here we are at the end of the season, and this was not a good one for us. We end up going 6-11. Our passing doesn't seem to be the problem. Running is, and I mean, Chiefs playbook, not very surprising that we're not running it well, but would have liked to see a little more from Drake May, and that's the problem. He got hurt. I think this is the first injury we've seen from him. He only played in 14 games, but our third string played in 13 games? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so that's unfortunate for us. That'll put a damper on the year for sure, but 23 touchdowns and only 1 interception and 3,500 yards in 14 games is pretty good stuff. So, look on the bright side of it, I guess. And then, yeah, our tight end's getting utilized now, so that's really what we wanted to see. Then rushing for Drake May, 140 and 2 on the ground. 14 touchdowns for Brian Henderson, our receiver. But yeah, it seems like our bigger problem, obviously other than Drake May getting hurt, was our defense was horrible. So I am going to switch the defense up after this year. And yeah, I'm going to sim ahead to the Super Bowl, see who makes it there. Unfortunately, not us. We're kind of inching towards the twilight of Drake's May career, so would really love to, get him a Super Bowl win before that happens. Then I can't imagine we're getting any awards this year. I would also really like to get Drake May an MVP, so I think we might do one more year with Kansas City and then switch the Bengals playbook. I feel like that might work out better for us. But yeah, Commanders-Ravens Super Bowl here. Let's see how this turns out. And the Commanders end up winning it 34-23. We're going to take a look at retirements for us. Christian Gonzalez actually retires. Wow. I mean, he was still a mid-90s overall. I was not expecting him to retire yet. And then Will Campbell retiring. Yeah, a lot of injuries. I get it. And then our defensive coordinator retires. He sucks, so yeah, thank God he's gone. Will Campbell and Christian Gonzalez are big losses for us, but we just cleared $65 million in cap space. So, I mean, hopefully we can sign someone now. That'll help, get Drake May there, but we'll see. I'll see you guys at the free agency recap. Okay, so we're here at the free agency recap, and even though we had a ton of money to spend, we only bring in a Mike linebacker who's not very good. So that is unfortunate to see, but we should have a high draft pick this year. Probably around, 5 to 6 range. Hopefully we can get someone there that helps make a difference. I'm hoping for a receiver. We also need a tackle. So we'll see who we end up taking here, and it's a defensive tackle, not the tackle I had in mind. that's unfortunate for us. But yeah, maybe we can pick some playmakers up later in the rounds. Okay, so here at the draft recap, and that D tackle actually looks pretty good. And then our second round pick was an edge rusher who, I mean, looks pretty decent other than having normal development. Then a safety who also looks pretty good. And then a backup quarterback who has hidden development. And 89 speed. Wow, I wonder if he can play receiver for us. Yeah, so actually not a bad draft, just doesn't do much to address the offensive concerns we're going to have going into the season with Will Campbell retiring. And I don't think we even drafted a corner, so that's going to hurt with Gonzalez leaving. But here's the roster for the upcoming season. Maybe we didn't really need receiver help. I mean, like, yeah, 88, 45 isn't horrible. Taylor's hurt, but he should be back by regular season. Our O-line is looking a lot worse than we're used to, which is unfortunate, but yeah, we'll see what they can do. And then our defense is actually looking better. Linebackers look good. Edge rushers look good. Secondary looks pretty good, even without Gonzo. But our corner depth could use some help. But yeah, so we are going to change our defensive playbook because they were abysmal last year. I'm going to try the Steelers. Seen some good things there. Yeah, and we'll see. I will check in with you guys at the end of the season. Okay, so end of the season here, we went 6-11 again. Again, not a good season. Our defense got a little better, but something's going to have to change. Drake Maye put up over 4,000 yards again, 34 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He definitely wasn't the problem. That's a great year. Run game leaves a lot more to be desired. Drake Maye putting up 170 and 1 on the ground. Brian Henderson gets exactly 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, and then our tight end gets 950 and 10. I mean, our offense wasn't the problem, it doesn't look like. At least our pass game wasn't. But our defense wasn't exactly great. And yeah, we end up going 6-11, last place in our division. Second to last in our conference, so. Yeah, we're going to try the Bengals playbook next year. Try to get Drake Maye those counting stats up, maybe an MVP. Hopefully, I mean, we just want to make the playoffs again before he ends up retiring. Actually, I do want to check his contract, as he is 34 years old now. Let's see. He's 2 years left on his deal, which I think he did re-sign for that. Yeah, because he's not getting $100 million a year anymore. Yeah. But I will see you guys at the end of season. Actually, I don't even know when I'll check in. Yeah, I'll just come back for the free agency stuff. Okay, so I was checking retirements before we go into next season, and Drake Maye retires after only 13 years. He was still in the 90s, like 97, I think it was, X Factor, so that's unfortunate to see. You know, hopefully he's living a good life with his family. Ann May, I believe, is his wife, and she's fantastic. She has a TikTok. But yeah, so I guess that'll wrap up the video. Let's take a look at the record book, or I don't know if we can see career stats. Yeah, because he retired, we can't see career stats. Dumb. Obviously, you have Tom Brady here, so you're not. Well, I thought this was just team-based. Never mind. So, yeah, since we have Tom Brady here, we're not going to be able to see Drake Maye's total values and stuff. I have my Excel that I was keeping track of stats on, but I haven't updated in a couple of years because he signed that contract, and I thought he'd play it through. I have him having 42,000 yards, and I think he added another 6,000 on top of that, so call it 49,000 passing yards, around 350, 360 passing touchdowns. And then around 70 interceptions. And yeah, those are his career stats, I guess. And I mean, made 2 Super Bowls, didn't win any of them, didn't have any like MVPs or anything like that. I mean, still a good career, obviously, a great career even, but just not what we were hoping to see from this career simulation. Was expecting to see more. Maybe I should have done stuff differently with the playbooks. I'm not really sure. Yeah, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what career simulations you guys want to see in the future. I would like to do a lot more of these. Again, this is my first YouTube video, so please give me advice on how I can be better, how I can make it more enjoyable. And then, yeah, thank you guys for watching.